9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to this episode of Away with Words, the podcast. It's your girl, Bree Stories.
It's A Tati.
And it's MJM Kid.
And we have a guest.
We got a guest in the building.
Special guest.
If you already read the title, this is Rob the Fireman. Doesn't he look like a fireman?
What are we supposed to look
Definitely
like?
give fireman vibes.
You have fireman vibes.
You give total fireman vibes.
So this person,
it's a good thing though.
You also
that's a
look
great
like
thing.
someone who came and taught our DARE presentation in elementary school.
I agree.
His name was Officer Butler, and we all wanted to, you know.
Better than CJ Payne, because I get that a lot.
Who's CJ Payne?
The guy from Jason Lurie.
Oh my God, you do
yeah.
look like CJ
That's
Payne.
exactly
When
what it
he
is.
plays
Where's
a
Dana?
firefighter.
That's me and Dana's favorite movie.
He plays a
Oh,
firefighter
on House of
on
Pain.
So they've been calling me.
Yes.
They've been calling me him for like 5 years.
No,
Wow.
I love
That's
him.
hilarious.
That's a compliment.
Yeah,
That's
he's a
compliment, too. I
very
love that.
attractive
I love
man.
him.
They're very
Yes.
swole man. You know what I'm
Yeah, he is a little meaty now.
saying?
Yeah.
Last I saw him.
Yeah.
I mean, age, you gotta, you know.
You got to bulk up?
I mean, you navigate. You gotta fight the weight somehow. You know.
I guess so.
Go to the muscle versus the stomach.
Interesting.
That's
Yeah.
all.
Keep that in mind. Well, we're here. Hi, it's 2024.
Yes,
We in the new year.
New Year, same dusty braids.
First guest.
Can you not?
First guest.
First
of the
guest.
new
First
year.
guest. Not only the first guest of the new year, but the first guest in a while.
Yeah, it's
we
been
kinda-
some months.
We were kind of bullshitting for a little bit.
We have been.
I took accountability for that.
No, you shouldn't.
But we're here. We're back.
No, you shouldn't.
We're very excited. We're going to be talking about dreams, not the ones in your sleep, even though I got a story, y'all.
Yeah, I want to hear
But
it.
we don't have to do that here.
Okay.
But you know, the dreams are real dreams. Like Ashanti, you guys know that song, right?
Uh-huh.
Dreams are real. Come
Can't
on,
really tell you if
Yeah.
I missed that one.
my girl.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we do that, of course, a couple of, call to actions. It's a new year, but we need you to do the very same things. If you want to be good supporters of the Away with Words, the podcast, fucking enterprise, right? So if you are looking with your eyes at me, comment below what you think my breast cup is.
That's a good one.
Guess.
That's a good
Comment
one.
below right now. And if you are also looking and you're not subscribed, please do so. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. We are everywhere that you can stalk your exes, as Jaden XD says. And make sure that you are following us and subscribe to us in all of those places because it helps us do the things. I want to quit my job. Help us out.
Right.
So please share the show, do all the things. Make sure that you subscribe on yaymash.com where all Tati and I write our rights and our wrongs as well. So make sure that you subscribe there so that you can get the newsletter when we do that. And my birthday's coming up.
It is.
It's Valentine's Day. My birthday is on Valentine's Day. So if you want to do something sexy, you should get your pictures taken by Moment Stew,
You
brought to
should.
you by MJM Kid.
Yeah.
So we have lots of things over here, guys. Come on the winning team. We
Yeah,
got
we
you.
are
We can
winning.
hook you up. What else? Cool. Let's break some ice.
Okay.
Is that how we do this?
Yeah, which it is. We're back.
I feel so new to this.
Not new to this. So McGee got me a cool, nifty thing for Christmas.
Yeah.
So we have a full new deck of cards full of icebreakers for you guys. So the one that I pulled today says, what show on Netflix did you binge watch embarrassingly fast?
Ooh.
That's a good one.
My first thought is Survival of the Thickest. I think I watched that whole season that day. In a day or two.
Love that show.
I couldn't stop.
I love that show.
Michelle
Love her.
Buteau. I had a dream about her last night too, y'all.
Damn. That's just
Like
relevant.
literally. Maybe that's why that was the first thing that
You had
popped
a
in
dream
my
about
head.
her?
I had
What
a
was she
dream that
doing?
me and my boyfriend were at her house, and her husband is European. I think he's Dutch. And I had a dream that her Dutch husband was there, and he didn't have any shoes on, and that was uncomfortable for me, and or socks. And then there was a mixed older man, and he put my arm around his neck, like he bent down, and then he lifted up, like lifted all to something of me. He lifted me up with his neck, an old man, at Michelle Buteau's house. That was my dream last night.
And that's where it ended?
I was
yeah.
wondering where you were going to go with that.
I don't think that's where it ended, but that happened.
Interesting.
Oh, got it.
Interesting.
So yeah, Survival of the Thickest for me, Netflix
Damn it.
show.
This was a while ago. like years ago. But I was late to the Grey's Anatomy
Oh,
train.
Damn it,
God.
yeah.
And
Nah, I'm not getting on that train.
Never.
when I had my
Too late now.
baby
Let it leave me.
8 years ago, I was like, okay, like let me just see what this is about since I'm not leaving this house. And I definitely watched seasons 1 through 9
Yikes.
back to back to, like, I watched nothing but Grey's Anatomy.
That had to change your brain. That had to like change something about your brain or how you felt. Like that's so much. That's so much drama.
It is. And then also, I get so, when I like things,
Yeah, you
like
get caught
I get very attached to characters or plot or the way things are written or the way things that I think the way the world is supposed to be. So the reason why I stopped at 9 was because that was when all the characters started changing a lot. Like so many new characters started coming. A lot of like the originals started leaving, and I was just like, it's not Grey's Anatomy
What season
anymore.
are they on now? Like 15?
Like
25.
16?
Oh, like 25.
No, it's like 16 or.
Because they crossed it over to that other show.
Which one?
Station 19.
I
They got so much stuff going on.
Oh, right, yeah,
wow.
because Bailey, the black
No.
lady, her husband, he switches careers like every couple of seasons
Really?
because he went from being
Anesthesiologist.
he went from being that.
Okay, we got Grey's
I
Anatomy
felt like
in
I
the
wasn't
house.
gonna say the
So
word
do.
correctly if
Okay,
I tried to say it
cannot
too
relate.
quick, so I wasn't gonna say it.
I'm here.
Right. I was like, so that. He was that job first. Then he went to school to be a doctor. Then now he's a fireman.
Wow, we
all
keep crossing
full
paths.
circle. Full circle.
Yeah.
Look
Yeah.
at us.
So I did that for a long
Rob,
time.
what show did you binge?
Suits.
Suits.
I watched
So that's
Suits
good.
like 4 times.
Everyone
Really?
keeps
And
talking
then, like,
about
I
that
watched
show.
it
Everyone
again.
keeps talking about Suits.
And then when you're sitting there talking to people and they have a legal situation, you're like, I wouldn't do that. I think I would do something else. And you start to remember stuff
Because
from
of
Suits.
Suits.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna watch that
Okay.
because I keep hearing about it.
Is it funny?
Yes.
Okay.
So they have like their one-liners. It's
Okay.
And
like,
that's with Megan, right?
yes.
Yes.
But
Megan who?
Marco.
Markle.
Yeah.
I mean, but you look at her.
You thought it was
give
the
a fuck.
stallion?
I didn't think it was the stallion.
Like,
But I probably would have perked up for good at least, even though I hope she's all right. But anywho.
the stallion?
No, the good.
Oh, I was like,
Oh,
First
Megan
time I
the
saw her, she
Good.
was giving head in the car on a show.
Megan the good?
wait.
Megan the Good? No, Megan the Markle.
Oh, Megan the
Meghan Markle.
She's giving
Yeah.
head on Suits?
No,
On another show.
Oh, a different show.
Oh,
That
the
was
first time you ever saw her.
And I was just like,
Oh, that's why
What
that
was
queen
that
was
show?
displeased. That's why that queen wasn't pleased with her.
Probably Beverly Hills.
Yeah, she has a career in
Beverly
acting.
Hills.
She don't give a fuck about that shit.
She was on 90210.
But it was like
So
real,
so
was
does
she?
it was
Pinky.
real fast.
Oh.
Though. Like
But,
she was in a car
you know-
doing it.
Yeah.
and he
Oh,
was
she
like,
wasn't like a main character.
Nah, she was just.
Oh,
she was
I was gonna say because I watched that show.
Which one? I'm sorry, I
Beverly
missed all of
Hills,
it.
90210.
Got it.
Come on,
90210.
cop. No,
Like from the 90s, Beverly
no,
Hills?
no, no.
Oh, a
I think
reboot.
The
it's
re-
reboot. I
The
think it's
reboot, the one that had Mac Wilds.
But if you
Yum.
go back and look
Yeah,
at
you
some
know
of
I
those
love
shows, you
Tim.
realize you missed out on a lot of people. Like ER had Brandy in it, had a ton of people in ER.
ER also had That Chick Angel. Shout out to That Chick Angel.
Gotcha.
The song "Give Me One Margarita," I'm a open.
Oh.
That woman, she was on ER back in the day. Isn't that cool?
It seemed like everybody got their start on ER like randomly.
I love that.
Maybe I'll get my start.
I was about to say maybe I should.
So maybe I'll get my.
Who do I need to call?
I binge watched that too.
Really?
ER, I've never seen
Why are
it.
you watching TV shows?
It was like real ER. Like I'm sitting there watching like that's real,
Yeah.
that's real. Yeah, this is too real.
So they did good.
Yeah, they did
Oh.
real good, and then of course everything.
How did
has
you feel
to come
about
to the end.
Grace when you would watch Grace Anatomy?
I've wanted I just kind of smile and just be like that's not real.
Oh, so that's
That's
the
not
okay.
I feel like I've seen TikToks where people say like it's very
Oh, it's like-
inaccurate.
Yeah, I
It's
used to watch this white doctor on YouTube that would like do
Had to be white.
videos. He was an attractive white doctor though. That's probably why I watched it.
that helps.
Yeah, but he used to always like he would watch episodes just to give his
Oh, and be like,
opinion
this
to be
is
like,
not-
yeah, like that's not how that.
I like
goes,
people who do stuff like
guys.
that. I think
Yeah.
that's fun. I think when people have like very serious, like very professional jobs and they use their expertise to do fun stuff like that, I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
Anywho, Oh, Michael.
Yeah, hey, I'm over here too.
What's your show that you binged really fast?
I've really been trying to think, and it's been
Daddy's
difficult.
West.
On Netflix. They will never make it there.
No, they will never.
I think it was something animated.
Mm.
I want to say it was like Big Mouth or F is for Family, something like that. I just
F is
sat
for
and
Family
watched.
got dark for me.
It did get dark. But I
What a
loved
mean
it.
dad.
Yeah, terrible
Yikes.
father. Yeah. So yeah, I'll just stick with that.
All right, moving on. Let's check in. So every episode we do a check-in based on a book that I read a bunch of years ago, and it is just a way to kind of like have a clearing and bring ourselves into the present space. Sounds very woo-woo. I probably shouldn't have premised it. I made it worse.
No, that's great.
So the three of us will go first, just in case you know, and we'll help you. Michael, would you like to? Why am I calling you Michael so much?
I don't know what's going on.
Would you like
his
to?
name.
I know, but I don't call him that. What
the name
would you
that
like
was given to
to
him.
start?
Yeah, I'll start the first check-in of the year.
First check-in of the year.
Physically, I am. Oh, actually, I have a little crick in my neck that I've been trying to get out, so that's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
The heat is on down here, right? There's a vent, so I'm getting hot.
It's the first time ever that I've been down here and not been cold. So
Yeah,
it's
because my
lovely.
mom came down here and she was like, "It's cold." And so it was like, "There are vents."
That's why we need women.
Yeah. I was like, "I don't know. It's always cold. They're used to it."
Yeah, you didn't give a fuck about us.
Yeah, I didn't.
Continue.
I didn't.
Emotionally, in this moment, I feel lots of joy. I feel really refreshed.
Yay.
The New Year's began. Let's just take it by storm. I don't know what that was.
This two at a time.
My attention is on. My attention. My attention is on. It's honestly on this setup that I was trying to get together before y'all got here.
I know.
There was some things I wanted to use today, but I can't because I got to buy more stuff. So that's what I'm thinking about.
They always want us to buy more stuff.
Always. And spiritually, I feel blessed. Spiritually.
Big purr.
Big purr.
I'll go next because Tati's texting.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys.
No,
My
you're
daughter-
fine.
Every
You're
time,
totally
every
fine.
time we get
She's
here,
not
I feel
sorry.
like
Yeah.
something transpires, like with my child. Like every time, like I was just sitting here, like, why is my phone going off nonstop? And I'm like looking, like
It's perfectly
okay, guys.
fine. Physically, I have a little bourbon in my head and in my like beneath my chest. Yeah, I drank a lot last
said
night.
bourbon?
Yeah, gotcha.
It was one of those things where, like, you know, when you walk into it, like, oh, it'll be cute. I'll have a drink, and then I'll be like, yeah, I'll have a shot, and then the next thing I know, I'm like, I'll have the drink again and also a shot, and then I did that like another time. But we had fun. Shout out to my friend who spilled lots of tea last night. You know who you are. That I have to continue telling Mickey
Yes,
about.
I cannot wait.
All of this is unrelated. Physically, I have bourbon in my head, but it's fine. And I'm a little sweaty under my pits.
Yeah.
Emotionally, I'm feeling, this isn't like a core emotion, but emotionally, I'm feeling like a freshness, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like I just feel like a deep breath, you know, emotionally. My attention is currently on my birthday shoot. I'm kind of nervous about it.
Don't be.
Yeah, I've been listening to a lot of Megan Thee Stallion. I really have to restore my body positivity and confidence. So we're working on that. I honestly think it's going to be a thing where we're going to get into the shoot and after, and then that's going to be the catalyst that helps me be like, oh, yeah, girl.
Yeah,
You know?
we back to it.
But right now, I'm just trying to go into it light and happy. Not light and weight, obviously, but even cool. Spiritually, I'm feeling well-informed. I had a conversation with Dana yesterday about my life path number, and it's changed everything that I thought I knew about myself. So,
Really? I want to know about that too. Later.
yeah, not today.
Later.
Not even today. I'm overwhelmed. Tots?
Okay. So, physically, I feel congested. I've been congested for like ever, guys. I don't know.
Literally.
It's ridiculous.
All your life you had to fight.
It's ridiculous. Emotionally, I feel.
Oops, sorry.
What's the word? emotionally, I feel like frazzled because now, like, mind y'all, I've been at home all day, nothing was happening. It's been perfectly still, no, like, nothing. Everything was fine. I get here, the camera turns on, now my phone's just like, things are just moving in so many directions. Now I'm trying to keep up. It's ridiculous. So yeah, and my attention is actually on all the next celebrations. You know,
It's time to party.
yeah, Bree Story's birthday, Valentine's Day, Super Bowl.
Whoop.
Can't wait for the party.
My man's birthday. It's just things, so many things. Just
It's time.
the world just keeps on turning.
Yeah.
We make it out of holiday season, and it's just like, boom, right back to it.
Yeah.
All my best friends. My best friend's birthday is like now, actually.
Happy
In
birthday.
real time, it's now.
Oh,
Yep.
wow. Happy
So
birthday.
the world just keeps on turning, guys. And spiritually, I feel blessed. I feel blessed.
Love that. Rob, how are you feeling physically?
Physically, really incredible. I took some
Oh.
time off to
I love incredible.
focus on me in the gym and time off from the trainer. My trainer crazy. D, you crazy. But I start back with him next week, so I'm just really excited about like the progression because not too long ago there was a back injury, and then I navigated that, and I'm still feeling good. I love that for me.
That's
great.
awesome.
We love it too.
How are you feeling emotionally?
Very excited. 2023 was probably one of the greatest years of my life.
I'd love to hear
I
that.
accomplished a lot of stuff, and then it was a roller coaster with some emotions, but it was just kind of walking into this new path that's going to be me.
Yes.
So I'm just excited for like what's coming.
Awesome. And what is your attention currently on?
So progression. Once you hit a goal or hit a dream, it's just like what's next, and then that
Yes.
whole what's next thing is like it's been really weighing on me because I wasn't sure, but I've been putting the right people in front of me to have the right conversations, and exposure is a great word for me. And I've been
Yeah.
exposing myself to people to lead me somewhere. I'm trying to figure out where exactly that's gonna be though.
Yes, but you know it's going to be good.
Right.
I love that. And how are you feeling spiritually?
Pastor Hannah said, shine your light because you never know who in the dark and who your light going to reach. So I've been
Word.
really feeling that. So I've been feeling really incredible spiritually.
I love that.
Yes.
Awesomeness. So let's get into it. So we've said dream maybe 2 or 3 times since we've been here, and I already told y'all. And also, spoiler alert, it's in the title. We're talking about dreams. Dreams are real, y'all. Dreams are fucking real. So if you got a dream, we're gonna do this at the end. But so from Rob's perspective, from what I've learned, you had a dream. You had a goal for yourself, and I feel like dream. There's something like alignment with dream as opposed to goal, because we can all set a goal and it doesn't have to really be in alignment with like our spirit or who we are or like, you know, and I think that we have these little clues in life that show us that was your dream.
Right.
The fact that you look like an actor who plays a fireman, you know, like little things, these little synchronicities that show like, oh, you're literally doing the thing that you're supposed to be doing.
Right.
So at what point did you realize that being a fireman specifically was your dream? Because I know you have a couple other dreams that you've also accomplished.
So what's really crazy is like when I was 5 years old, the firefighters were like it. Like they were incredible. They would come cut on the water for us to go run and play in. They put us on a fire truck.
That's so fun.
Amazing time with firefighters. And then as a kid growing up in North Lawndale, you learn about death really quickly. Unfortunately, that's just what it is. But you always knew that they were coming to help.
Wow.
I was in a car accident with my brother, and I literally thought I was dead. I just saw black, and I just remember, I know what the sounds are now, but them opening up the car, them pulling me out, and them saying, oh, you're He-Man, you're so strong, you're good.
Oh my goodness.
So me realizing that, it's like, yo, I want to do what y'all do. I want to be the guy that comes in the middle of the darkness and say, yo, you good, I got you.
That's
So for me, at a very young
incredible.
age, they've laid that foundation of who I was going to be. So, you know, there's not much positivity, but you see firefighters nothing but positivity.
Yeah, no, that's really, really true too. I feel like when we were having, just as a community, as a Black community, when we were having such difficulty with the police, to this day, like always, but like when it was so much of a conversation, I think that a lot of like a good couple of people came in and were like, y'all can always call firefighters too, like 100%. Because there ain't, we don't have that issue in that way. I absolutely love that. I love inspiration and like inspired work and inspired action, and that's exactly what that sounds like. So I was gonna ask you, I'll bring this to the group for us all to answer, but your answer already feels kind of obvious in my mind. But the question is, when do you know that you have a dream and not just an interest?
So Eric Thomas had this thing about achieving your dreams or chasing your dreams. He said self-actualization is when you realize what your purpose is, and your purpose is your dreams. So for me, when you mention interests are like things like, if I was to say like what my favorite dessert is, I would know automatically brownie with ice cream. Everything else is stuff that I like. It's stuff that I'm interested in. But I know 100% that this is what it is, because this is what I feel. I know when I eat it, I enjoy it. I know I will go to Fridays probably when we leave here. Get my brownie with the ice cream because I deserve it. But
period.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, no one has to tell me what it is. It's not a debate. It's just what I feel in my spirit. That's what it is. And for me, that's what a dream is. It's your destination. And in the interest, like, it's like I could have been an attorney. That would have been a very interesting career. I could have gone to medical school.
For sure.
I've gotten into all these schools, by the way.
I'm about to say, you have all these looks as well. I can see that.
Yeah, if you would have said you were a lawyer, I would have 100% believed it.
I believe it.
Or a doctor, for
but
sure.
At the same time, it's very interesting, right? It's something that I was interested in.
Yeah.
But like, if I was asking myself, like, what is my purpose? Am I making someone's life better? Am I living in something that I feel is my purpose? Am I being that hero to that 5-year-old kid that was stuck in a car? No.
Right.
So that was the difference between me choosing my dream versus all those interests.
Were you always on this path? Do you feel like, did you always have this clear
I also
goal,
want y'all to answer that question too, but go on.
You want to
No, you go first because it came to you.
Wait.
No, keep asking your question.
Oh, keep asking. I was like, wait.
I just wanted to put a pin in the fact that I also want to hear y'all.
Okay. No, so no, were you always on this path? Did you always, since you always knew that you wanted to be a firefighter, were you always on that path? Was that always the goal, or did you ever like stray from that?
So we always stray. Like, even if in our best moments we'll have bad days, good days, whatever the case may be. And like for me, I had a bad 10 years. So for me, when I was 16, I lost my dad, and like losing my dad is like losing my foundation. So I felt shaky for years. So it was like this whole full circle moment about how on August 7, 2003, I lost my father. On August 7th, 2016, I found God. And on August 7th, 2016, I've also found my revitalized purpose. So like me chasing my dream was me getting closer to my father. Me getting closer to my father was putting me closer to God. So it was us all fully encapsulated. It's a very, not long, but interesting story about how it all came together. But when it did come together, I never looked back.
Yeah.
I looked at this was like my last year of acceptance into physician assistant school. I looked at that acceptance letter and I looked at what I wanted, and I was just like, I can either choose a safe route or I can go for broke. And I went for broke.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it's paying off. That's amazing.
I love that.
Tati,
Say right, you want me
how
to
do you
answer?
know the difference between your dream and your interests? Or do you?
No. I think there's definitely a difference for me. And for me, I think that my dreams are instinctual, I think. My dreams have always been the things that have come natural to me, or that I've naturally gravitated towards. I've always known that I enjoyed writing. I always knew that I enjoyed, just words, period, like reading, and then even furthermore, like as I grew, that developed, that love for writing and reading also turned into like a love for teaching. And so I think for me, the difference was just the things that I found myself at peace in. Because, like, while I enjoy other things, or I can spend my, like, things can like, you know, pique my interest, it's not necessarily where I feel at home and where I feel my most self. And I think my dreams are the places where I'm like, yes, this is you at peace. This is like the ultimate the ultimate version of like yourself.
I love that. McGee?
Yeah, similar to Tati, I feel like my dreams have like sub columns, which are my interests. Because as a creative, you think about all the things that are creative, and what I'm passionate about is a lot of things that's under the creative umbrella.
Yeah.
So like when I think about my dream, I think about it all the time, but sometimes I don't know how to get there. But I know what I'm doing is still a part of that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard for me to figure out like whether, like, am I doing my dream or are these just parts of my dream?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's just something I'm still trying to figure out.
Yeah. I think that, as y'all know, I am, as some of you know, I've been entrenched in the corporate space for 12 years now.
Yeah.
And I think that being a writer, I have these spaces where I feel deeply unfulfilled, and I feel like very disappointed, like especially because of the structure of a corporate lifestyle.
Yes.
It's very, you get there at this time, you know, you do this, even though I've carved out a lot of freedom for myself, and if I'm really honest about it, I've always created freedom for myself in those spaces. Like, I've never really done corporate the way you're supposed to, and I'm thankful for that. But I think that what I always kind of come back to is that being a professional conversationalist and a writer and a person whose focus is on words, I think that I have to ground myself in knowing that all those things exist in everything that I do.
Yes, exactly.
You know? And it's just one of those things that I feel like I stray away from and always have to come back to. I always have a moment where I'm like, you haven't written in weeks. And like, you in these meetings with these motherfuckers. Sometimes I'm in meetings and I'm like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? Like, what does this even mean? What are we talking about? You know? But in those moments when I'm feeling frustrated at work, I'm like, and you're giving them all your time, and you're supposed to be doing this and da-da-da. But then when I'm really grounded, I understand that in a roundabout way, I'm still living my dream. I'm still doing exactly the things that I want to do. By us keeping this podcast afloat for almost 8 years, you know, and being consistent with that, and doing the monthly quote every month for 7 fucking years now. Yeah. Like, I've never really taken my foot off that gas, even though I've always felt like it. So that's always interesting. Anywho, I was gonna ask you. You're doing a really, really good job at answering the questions before I ask them, because I was gonna ask what aspects of what you consider to be your dream and the things that you've accomplished now were present in you as a child. You could still speak to that if there's more to it.
I think I've hit it, because like, for me as a kid, it was just being that guy. And what's also super, super cool is like, when I was a fireman in Gary for 5 years.
Yes,
that's what gave me my start.
Ooh, shout out to Gary.
Shout out to Gary.
busy.
Ooh, I used to live out there. Yeah.
What a time!
Yeah.
But we did this like community event. And I remember this kid put on this bunker gear, and he was so happy. And I remember that. So I remember seeing me and him, and that it was like a full circle moment.
Yeah.
And then I had friends that were telling me they were trying to get on the fire department, and I'm just like, all right, how can I, as Rob Robinson, help someone else achieve what I have?
Right.
So I'm training guys at the gym for free. They're calling me, asking me for interview questions.
That's
These
amazing.
are all the things that I would have wanted someone to do for me as a younger Rob.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what I feel like I embody from my childhood, trying to give as much as possible so they can get as much as possible.
Yeah.
Can you tell me, I want to know about what is the process of becoming a fireman?
Ooh,
Great
Jesus.
question.
Like, when you just said you're
Great
training people
question.
for free, and I'm like, what do you need to do? What are they going to make you do?
So they have a structured exam. It's called the CPAT. You wear this 40-pound vest. They add on another 25 pounds. You have a helmet. You have gloves. You hit this Stairmaster.
So you're hot.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes. And what happens is you realize very quickly on this Stairmaster, and the stairs are going fast, that you're going to burn out because your legs are not equipped to handle what is coming. Then there's all these other obstacles that go with that. Like, there's a a hose pull. There's a run. There's a ladder pull. Like there's so many different aspects of it, and it's training your body to be able to do it. So in 2012, I tore my Achilles. So I thought my firefighter dreams were over. Like the doctor was just like,
how did you do that? Did you do it like
just playing basketball?
Oh, okay.
It was
always
probably
basketball.
the 10 dunks.
It is
before.
always basketball.
Why are y'all always putting basketball?
Oh no, I love basketball. I'm just saying it's always basketball.
I was still in my prime, you know.
like-
I came out of college, I was still good.
I was gonna say nobody tears their Achilles
No.
swimming. It's
People-
always basketball.
But it's like it's a build up. So it's a build up of like stuff that you've done, stress you put on
Yeah,
your body.
yeah.
There's guys I know that have like walked down the street and just popped. And I thought
Shit.
somebody shot me. I was like, what?
Yikes.
What happened, Jesus?
Oh, that's crazy.
It felt like that movie with Tupac. But so what
Juice.
eventually happened is like I thought it was all over. And then Pops was just like, I don't give a shit about that Achilles thing.
Yeah.
And he trained me to the point where I was 205. I was 185 when we started. I was 205 when we finished. When I went and did that exam for Gary, like I walked through it. I'm like, this is a joke. Like this is not hard. And
Yeah.
only because he made it 10 times harder. So
So
then
you
I
can be
now
prepared.
give them Pop's wrath when I train other people. They're like,
Yeah.
wow, are you crazy? Yes. but
With a
everybody
smile.
passes.
But everybody passes.
Everybody passes.
But
I
you
think-
guys don't. No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say one of the because I read a lot about just like spirituality and like purpose work and stuff, and I think that when you find the thing that is your joy and you're of service to others, that is like you did it, like you cracked the code.
Will
So I love how much service is into it too.
Will Smith talks about that. He says something about if you're not making somebody's life better, you're wasting your time. And like that was important to me. So when I was just in the Chicago Fire Academy. So everybody I knew that around me, if you were in my group, you were gonna pass. Like I've like during lunchtime, I eat my peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I'm teaching people how to do blood pressures. These are people who like are attorneys. These are engineers. These are people who've never touched a person in real life. And I'm walking around like, what don't you know? Let me help you.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
we gonna
hilarious.
pass.
We got this.
So all my group passed, and then like same thing with any of my other friends. Anybody that was struggling in the academy, they knew they can come to Rob because I wanted to be that guy to help. We all gonna pass. So
When's your birthday?
December 8th.
Oh, happy
Oh, happy
belated.
belated.
We're by the time you're watching this episode, we are a month away from your birthday, so that's fun.
Don't we have a Chicago Fire TV show as
Yeah.
well?
We do. I throw stuff at the TV.
I was
all
about
the
to say,
time.
Really?
You can't run in that fire. You can't even see all that.
Ooh, tell me about like one of your scariest like
Ooh.
encounters. Like one of your
You talking about with patience? Or you talking about with fire? Like it's two of them.
with fire.
Okay, with fire.
Oof. She like-
This was years
Arsonist.
ago, like 3 days after Kobe passed. This was like I'll
Okay.
never forget it. So we were crawling through this fire, and we go upstairs to kind of like look.
So
Because
it's
they
a
said-
burning house.
It's a burning house.
Okay.
she's like, set the scene.
Yes.
Right.
Right.
The scene.
I got
Yes.
you. We pull up on
Flames.
scene. It's blazing out the basement, and it's blazing out the side. So we just like, all right, we're gonna get up the stairs. We're gonna check and see if there's people up there. So I'm screaming my kids up there. Now, granted, the building is boarded up. So in the back of my mind, I'm like, your kids in here? Yo, is your kid really in here? But okay,
Really?
whatever it's gonna be, what it's gonna be. We gonna go because we gonna go. But in the back of my mind, this is probably not a building we should be going into. So
Okay.
we crawl up these stairs, and then something shifts, and then we're kind of stuck. Well, I'm stuck. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna get out of this space. And I'm just sitting out, just like, man, this is not the way to go. This is not the way to go. This is
Were
not
you
the way
like
to
stuck
go.
between walls?
No, I was in a room.
Oh, okay.
And like the door closed, and I couldn't get that door back open.
Oh my gosh.
So the door, it's boarded up in the front. So it's just like, how are you gonna navigate this scene?
Yeah.
So I'm crawling. I'm looking. But you can be in a room, you can be in a closet, and it still feel like a room this big because of how much you're moving. So
Oh, wow.
I found out I was next to a window. There was a vent. And I like my gloves were scraping against
And
it.
you
so I'm like,
can't
"There's a
see
vent."
shit 'cause
No,
it's
not at
smoky,
all.
it's- oh
and
my
it's
God.
pitch black.
Oh.
So it's not so much that it was just like a dark room. So
Yeah.
I'm like touching a vent. I'm like, this is a vent. So if there's a vent, there has to be a window. So there was a window. So I'm swinging my axe, trying to like get through this window, and a board like shifts. And so I like move out of this board, and I put my tank out, and then I like bail out.
Got it.
So, you know, I sat down and I talked to somebody else about it. I'm like, bro, I don't know if I'm meant to be a firefighter no more. Like, that's tough.
Wow.
And he was just like, you know, Rob, we all have close calls. He said, but you shouldn't have went up there by yourself. You shouldn't have did that stuff by yourself.
Got it.
So it was like one
Were
of those
there
moments.
kids in
There were not
Oh,
kids
my
in
goodness.
Damn, that's bull.
crazy.
All of that.
And like the guy that was saying that, like I don't know what was
Like,
going
why
on.
would you say that?
Maybe
Who
they-
just says that?
maybe
Yeah, as I was.
Yeah.
You know.
But then, like, I did sustain a back injury at that time that kind of progressed,
yeah.
and I didn't realize how bad it was. Now, if you were talking about patience, that's a little different. I was in the back of the ambo with somebody, and that was a scary time.
Ooh.
He was about 6'8",
Ooh.
big boy. He's
Ooh.
sitting back, and he this was a psych patient, and I was like, "How you feeling today?" "I'm homicidal, Rob." I said, "Oh."
Oh,
To everybody? He said, "Not you, Rob. I like you. You cool, Rob." I said, "My man." Gary Medic 9260.
Not
Handshaking.
homicidal.
Yikes.
But he was just explaining that he needed his medicine. But every time I
Yeah.
saw him, I
Right.
was real cool with him or whatever. So
Okay.
those situations happen a lot.
Yeah.
So, you deal with mental illness and try
Yeah.
to take care of people
Right.
the best that you can.
Oh, wow. Real life superhero.
Real life.
Real life.
Real
regular.
life
one.
Regular.
That's
No,
amazing.
for real. I always I like it's cool that we have Chicago Fire and stuff, but I got really into Marvel a couple years ago. I had never seen any Marvel movies, so I binged all of them. And I remember someone I was having a conversation with, and they were like, "Why don't we have movies and things at this level about that? About
Right.
like more firefighters, not police. God, I'm over it. But like firefighters and stuff like I don't know. I feel like we see a lot of army shit. We see a lot of war in
Yeah,
big
you right.
movies, and then like super fake. Like there would never be this type of superhero in real life. Like you can't just demolish 30 buildings and be like, but we got the whatever the
thing that we were
tractor
looking
beam
for,
or whatever
yeah.
the fuck. Like, So I do wish that we had a little bit more coverage on stuff like that because that shit is real.
I mean, I guess it's hard stories to tell, and sometimes
Probably.
people don't necessarily want to relive some of
Yeah.
these moments. But I remember the movie Frequency, and I was like all emotional about it. I was like, "Look, you saved your dad. You saved your dad." But that was a really, really good movie. He was talking to his dad via radio back in time.
Oh.
Yeah, so like for some reason, something happened in the sky, and like he was able to like communicate with his dad, and like he didn't know it was his dad. This is like 20-some years later, and then he was just like they realized they were each other. He was like, "Look, Dad, you followed your instincts, and when you followed your instinct, you died. Go left, go," and he saves his dad. And it's such a crazy movie. I was emotional watching. I was like, "You saved your dad."
Sounds kind of
See,
cool.
I don't watch emotional content usually.
I love
like
emotional content.
I try not to do stuff. I don't do like dramas and stuff like that because I'm too sensitive.
I
But
love to be sad.
Yeah.
I love if a movie, a book, TV show, anything, if it makes, I need to feel something. Like, I have to. So if I get really sad or get that invested in it, I'm like, oh, you did your job. Like, they did this good because I'm a wreck. I love that.
Because I can't even.
I
get
love it.
Also, I wanted to ask you. You also have your hands in real estate. So in the range of interests and dreams and goals, where does that fall for you?
So I watched Jerry Maguire in like 2000.
Show me the money.
2003. And that's what I want to be. I want to be Mr. Show Me the Money. But I felt like that was only a small facet of what I wanted to do. So I was trying to figure out what I could do to do that too. So then my sister is Natasha Robinson, guaranteed rate affinity, top 1% there. She's just this incredible person. And she like pushed. She was like, "Hey, bro, we talk about like money. I want you to read Rich Dad Poor Dad. I want you to tell me what you think." Read the book. I can't put words to how incredible that book is.
Yeah.
I actually give that book to my renters. So if you go rent an apartment, if I could talk you into spending less money, save that money, here's this book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. Let's save all the money that you were going to spend on this apartment. Instead of a $2,600 apartment, let's get you a $1,700 apartment. And let's save that money and let's go buy you a building.
Wow.
So then it became this idea of I can give back to my community by showing financial literacy and by like really pushing, like let's buy buildings and let's put our money in the bricks. Because in the bank, you only going to get what you're going to get. You always going to make money in the bricks.
Yeah.
So
Rob, you really are a superhero.
Yeah, that's all around. Financial and everything.
Literally,
should write a book.
Yeah,
you should
exactly.
absolutely write
Yeah.
a book.
But I'm just going behind Jamal King, you know what I'm saying, at 9 to 5 million. I love that guy. But that's what he pushes. He talks about like your job is just your vehicle to get you where you're going. And as you were talking about your corporate job, that's your vehicle, so you can pay your bills and you can enjoy doing what you want to do.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's all about the destination. So
exactly.
Yeah, you're very poetic in the way that you speak. You should definitely write a book.
Yeah,
I could definitely see that in your future for sure.
Especially now we got all these Chat GPT and stuff. You can just. It's probably like a much easier way now to turn a book out these days. If you're not like a sit down and write type person.
I mean, it's not that I'm not. It's just that it's the energy because I know you guys you all were talking about exerting energy into your writing and what that looks like and picking it up, putting it down, picking it up, putting it down. So in my mind, I'm trying to figure out how I can like give as much of me as I can.
Yeah.
Remember the Shade Room was just like, what would you do with $50,000? Or do you follow the Shade Room?
I try. I don't.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Do you?
But the question was, but they just asked, what would you do with $50,000?
And I posted under there.
Oh, period.
That I would that if I already have a building, so then I would buy another building with the 5% conventional program. Then I'll buy another building with 5% conventional. Then I'll go and buy my house at that point because now I have all these buildings, and I got so many DMs like, what are you talking about?
So I was just about to ask, what are you talking about?
I think what I know is common knowledge, but apparently it's not.
It's not. It's so not.
It's about down payments. Just like if you went and bought a house right now, you would put between 3 and 5% down. But if you go buy your building first for 3.5% as a down payment, then you can go buy your house for the same for 3 to 5%.
Interesting.
But if you buy your house first, you have to put 20 to 25% to go buy that building. So you struggle your first year and you buy that building because 1 year occupancy. Then you can go do what you want to do, but buy the building first.
Got it.
And I've been really pushing that, and like sometimes they listen.
Yeah.
And if they don't, I always gotta respect the wishes of the clients.
Of course.
So.
Of course.
That's very smart.
I don't know these things. I feel like you have.
I'm not an adult in that way.
Don't you feel like that? Like what am I doing?
No.
Yeah, I'm not an adult like that. I'm like the fly by the seat of your pants kind of adult, you know?
That's why I'm the realtor. So then I'll be like, come on.
But I need it dumbed down for me to understand.
Yeah,
I need it dumbed down. Percentages and stuff, it won't work.
Like,
it will
tell
not
me,
work.
give you $5 and then what? Like, say it slow.
We're going to buy the multi-unit and we're going to make it dope. You're going to have like the
dope.
best,
I know what that means.
best apartment lifestyle you can live for a year. Then we're going to go buy you a building then buy you a house with the money you're making on your building.
Got it.
Oh, right.
Come on. That sounded so much better.
Let's do
that
it.
sounded so much easier.
Connect those dots.
Got it.
Y'all are so silly. But no, seriously though. So do you I'm not familiar with your social media presence. So is this something you said that you were in the Shade Room, but are you also on your page like doing spreading that type of stuff?
And that's been the push. So I've said that I have to like buckle down and actually start doing it because what's so crazy is like when I walk into a room, like for example, I went to my barbershop and like there was someone I met at my open house. She ended up buying my listing. So we cool, and like we're joking, we're laughing, and I was just like, hey, she was like, Rob, you weren't my realtor, and I wish you were. What should I have done? And then I walked her through this hairstylist, and this hairstylist all stopped and walked over to ask me questions.
Wow.
Granted, I've sat across from them forever.
Yeah.
And like get my hair cut, never said a word to them. But now they're just like, oh, you know stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like that's kind of what I found to be a thing, and I guess I undervalue that a lot.
For sure.
So
that's human.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's why I've been trying to push like, oh, Rich Dad Poor Dad. You know, it seems like this thing that people like, oh man, it's so boring. Read it.
that whole man, it's so boring.
But then you just kind of learn that like you can work your 9 to 5 till your hands fall off, but that's not what's actually gonna get you freedom. Freedom is your investment. So
freedom is your investment.
Well, I definitely would hope that this year that you find a little bit of space for yourself to spread that knowledge on a more expansive, if you feel called to that. Because honestly, from what I've gathered, you're already doing the work. I think that it's important as a community that we don't. I don't want to use the term gatekeep, but you know, like when we learn something, the best thing that we can do with it is spread it and to spread that knowledge and to get other people kind of on board as they feel called to. You know, we can't. You know, you can bring the horse to the water, but you can't make them drink. But I think that you're already doing that with just your regular presence. I think it's just such a, I don't know, millennial thing to be like, oh, are you doing this on social media too? Do you have a YouTube? Like, you know, But I do think that that you're extremely well spoken, you're extremely knowledgeable, and I think that that if you're looking for another source of income, I think a YouTube would probably be great for you. Honestly,
I think it'd be fun.
Yeah,
I think it'd be fun. It's something I'll consider. I know like all my clients are tired of me because I'm just like, how's your smoke detector? I mean, we spring forward. Did you change your battery? We falling back. Did you change your battery?
Yeah.
And then even like the little blankets now, like they have these blankets that you can throw over your, like I say, you have a stove fire.
Oh yes, yes.
So I've ordered like 15 of them. So now I'm gonna go back to my clients like, hey, throw this in there, Rob. You don't have to. You thank me later.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna make sure all my clients have them because that's another means because I don't want you to put water on grease fires.
No.
Yeah.
People don't know that.
People don't know.
My dad did that once when I was a kid.
It's a beautiful little.
It was
beautiful as
crazy.
it goes up.
Yeah, like I was watching them. They was cooking something, and it caught like a little fire, and then either him or his friend threw some water on it, and it was like whoosh.
And you watch
I was like, oh.
It's gonna be so beautiful because it's gonna go straight up. It's gonna hit the ceiling, and then it's gonna go behind. You be like.
No, we gotta hold up.
Oh, this.
We gotta hold it. No,
they
but that's
gotta
one of my
hold
biggest
of it.
fears.
It
I don't even
crazy.
like fry food like that. And every time I do, I'm always like, I'm always afraid of fucking fire's gonna start. But anywho, and never mind. I'm not gonna tell my business like that. Anywho, let me get back on track.
What's really important is stop, drop, and roll really effective. Okay.
Because like what you're doing is you're smothering the fire.
Okay. Because they've been telling me that since I was about 4.
Well, let's get down to business.
Right.
Do I really need to be stopping it? So Michael Jackson didn't really do the right thing then.
Oh, Jesus.
Somebody didn't do it.
You know what I
You're not
mean?
gonna go for Mike though.
No. It was because it was in his hair.
Yeah,
Nobody
yeah,
was
yeah.
smothered.
You
was just kind of.
pat it.
Yeah, you gotta. Yikes.
But he
think
fell
he did
down.
do
He
that,
went down the
but it was
stairs.
just-
Yeah, he went
rolled
down those stairs.
He rolled
That
down
don't-
those
that don't
stairs.
count.
And like that's what I'm saying, but that was just it was catching more wind. The more oxygen it makes the fire
yeah.
bigger, you know.
But
That's
if
true.
I catch on fire, I should stop, drop, and just roll.
And just roll.
on the ground.
I was thinking of how that is on IG right now. Stop, drop, and roll, and it's not.
Oh,
stop.
Drop.
Oh.
Shout out to TikTok. I love TikTok. I'm on a social media break right now. Y'all know I do that like every 3 months.
Yeah.
Because it's a real issue for me, y'all.
We
Like
understand.
I'm an addict, but anywho.
My new thing is Reddit stories.
Oh my God.
I go
Am
through
I the
TikTok,
asshole?
and I fall asleep with it just on my system.
I,
You need to leave her, bro.
I love Reddit.
I watch other people read them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
is that
what
what
it
you're
is,
doing?
yeah.
Okay, I love Reddit. I used to also deep cut. When I was in college, I used to go to Craigslist and read all the seeking, male seeking this or the missed connections. Did y'all nobody?
No, I don't
Like
know.
so on Craigslist, there used to be this part on Craigslist called missed connections, and it would be somebody would be on there being like, I saw you had on blue overalls in Trader Joe's, and like I wanted to say something but I couldn't. If you see this, please reach out. It used to be
That is
so
wild.
sweet.
No.
Now they just like TikTok help you find this person.
Yeah.
Yeah, or
And
Twitter.
they do.
They'd be like, Twitter, do your thing. But yeah, no, I used to love those. Anyway, I don't know how we got there. Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
But like, I'm like, I don't know a better place that this conversation could land.
Exactly.
I think that but I do want to invite you, if you ever do have something in mind as far as like, I don't know, maybe like a course of sorts, you're always welcome to come to Away with Words, the podcast, to spread knowledge. So
Absolutely.
keep in touch. I think that would be great. I think that it's important, especially this year. We're in the top of a brand new year, and I think that it's just good for people to stay in the know and stay woke and all of the above. So please, before we wrap it up, please tell the people where they can find you, if you are looking to be found. That is.
For knowledge.
For knowledge. Knowledge. No, I'm just kidding.
There's gonna be some shade thrown when I say this. I was a big Bad Boys fan, so on Instagram, I am Mike Lowry. On TikTok, I am Mike Lowry.
Cracking up.
Okay.
On Facebook, Robert Robinson.
How long has that been your name?
When it's Instagram
Since it started. Yeah. Okay, good to know. And you're It's going to stay
It's
that.
just gonna stay.
Perfect.
I'm fine with
In
that.
case Will
I love
Smith
that.
decide he wanted, I'm like, hey, bro, 10 million, dog.
Oh, that would actually be
Exactly.
great.
I would love
I
that.
do. I thought about that a lot, about buying different domains for like just terms and stuff that are popping, so that I can come up on a quick little, few $1,000s.
Yeah.
I forget what the term was, and I was so mad at myself that I didn't buy that domain when I thought about it. Anywho, whatever. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
We had a really, really good time talking to you. This
were
is
great.
this seems like the perfect way to kind of kick off a year. Very inspired.
That's what I was
very
saying.
motivated.
That's
No,
what I
like
was
shout out to
saying.
me. Okay, you did your thing.
You
with
did
this
one
guest.
thing
You
right.
did your thing.
Relax.
Look,
Let me throw something at you.
please.
So I took the Chicago Fire exam in 2014.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
They didn't call me until 2022.
What?
Wow.
Wait a
So-
minute.
Yes.
Wait a minute.
8 years. 8 years. I just want to make sure I shed this light. So,
Yeah.
and I wasn't even gonna take the test.
Uh-huh.
Like my EMT instructor was like, "You don't go take that test. I'm gonna come drop kick you." So I was like, "I'm gonna go take it."
And
So
that
I-
was 2014.
That was 2014. 2016, I got saved, and I was like, I'm gonna start going on this journey.
Mm-hmm.
2 years later, I got hired by Gary. I'm still waiting
it.
on Chicago. There's an age out, so if you don't get called by 38 at the time, it's now 37.
Okay.
You're not gonna get called. But
Yikes.
so like they called me, we processed, and then they told us straight up like, hey, if we don't call you, you might as well go take that other test. So what they were saying is, if we don't call you, you don't turn your stuff in, you're not gonna get on.
Wow.
So
And what year was that?
this was 2022, so this
Oh,
is
okay.
November. So
Okay.
so then like I'm sitting there, I'm waiting. Guys are telling me they got the call. Everybody telling me they got picked. I'm sitting there like,
man.
bro, they said they got 500 people pending. Well, that was the rumor, and they were gonna pick 100. So I'm just like, bro, I got a 1 in 5 chance.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there, I'm freaking out. I'm waiting on them to call, I didn't get a call, so I'm like, bro, is it gonna be an email? Scrolling through my
Yeah.
emails, and I
Man.
forgot to turn my Wi-Fi
the
on.
anxiety.
And I'm
Yeah,
like, and I
seriously.
didn't see it. I'm getting emotional, and I'm oh, my Wi-Fi's off. Click, there's the email, and I'm like screaming, jumping around.
Yes.
Oh my God.
But if they did not call, I would not be Chicago.
Yeah.
So like it was like all grace of God. So I say that as we ended it to say,
Yeah.
I waited 8 years for an opportunity to be somebody's blessing. You know what I'm saying? Like that's something I take to heart, and that's something I appreciate, and I love the job.
I love
I
that.
love that.
So
Yes.
Thank you so much.
We needed
This was
that.
great.
Amazing.
Great kickoff.
This was really, really great. I hope that everybody listening and watching, I'm not even hope. I know for a fact that everybody listening and watching heard something today that needs to be shared with someone else. So please do your friends, be of service to your friends and family, and be a blessing to them by having them listen to this, because it is absolutely just inspired work and all the shit that we need to kick off a new year. In the meantime, in between time, however, please continue to do all the things that you've always done. Follow us where we can be followed. That's Away with Words, the podcast, on Instagram and on TikTok. You can follow me there at Bree.stories and at Bree_stories on TwitTwat. You can follow at A_Tati on Instagram and at Hey Tati on TwitTwat. And while you're at it, you know by now that you should be following at MJMKid and at Moments_Stu, because that's where all the cool shit is. And please follow at Please Be Easy, because Please Be Easy. We love y'all so much. We'll talk to you next week. Everybody say bye.
Bye.
Bye.